You cannot submit after the deadline. That's how it is. I have a limited amount of time too. Now, it does happen that there are extraordinary circumstances, but you'll have to keep me in the loop. You'll have to say, this is what has happened. Is it possible for me to submit, my draft? Or can I get feedback? And if you don't ask, then it's, first of all, I don't know whether that is possible or not. And I'll tell you. So you'll have to take your chances. That shouldn't stop you from asking. So that's the first one. Draft, Friday. Usually because that gives me enough time. I have to live my life. I'm out and about doing my errands, doing all the other stuff that many of you have to do. I have to make time so that I can give you feedback on time for you to actually have 2 days to put your final paper in, which mostly your paragraph. I don't see that pattern changing. It will be Sunday. Sunday is your final paragraph is due. Friday draft, I stay up late, I give feedback, and Sunday you put it in. The second folder is going to be the final folder, final paragraph. Journals, which you have to write every week, journals are taking an account of your experiences in class, your writing experiences, what you learned, what you struggled with, what are the challenges. You can express your frustration with writing or some aspect of it. It doesn't matter. I want to see you thinking about your writing process about this class. And it is only class related. You can mention if there is like something happens that stops you from coming to class and that puts you behind. Those are, I think, part and parcel of that. And that will be due, as I said last time, with some of you who were not here. That usually will be due the week after so that you have a fuller week to write about. Usually Tuesday nights. Those are the three. So no need to panic, and I'm going to try and see if Blackboard helps me to do that. Put an end to. The other thing that I have to emphasize, that when I give you feedback, I want you to read that feedback and implement that feedback, which means follow those instructions, open those. If you do not understand what I'm trying to say, then it's your responsibility to ask me in class. I don't understand what you're saying here. And if you do understand, all I want you to do is to try to the best of your ability. Some editing things can be easily done because I am actually writing those for you. Not many people will do that because I recognize that this is a shorter, it's hard to learn to get all the basics in like 5 classes. These are age-old, very long ways of writing, or writing incorrectly perhaps, so that's what happens. So I want you not only to edit your paper according to my instructions, but try and do the bigger feedback that I give you. Like think of your problem as concision and precision, which means you write too long, right? Try to, this is a very common one, it's not a bad problem. I personally think if I'm writing like you have really nothing to say, your paragraphs are short, that's a problem. Once you have the stuff, then you can begin to see how I can mold the language, which means that will take time. I recognize that. I will never write and say, why have you not? I say concision and precision, this is the problem. This is what you have to focus on in your writing. I can tell you, I think this is the problem. Or run-on sentences is your problem, because I'm noticing it over and over again. Those are things that you have to start working on. Because I can't give you a magic potion. I can only point out and tell you what is going on. So what you'll do is, when you'll read my comments, you will have like a separate document. You don't resubmit your paper, final paper with my comments. You revise it, taking into account, and then submit like a clean copy of it. Because there are a couple of people who did that too. They like made the changes, but my comments are there. That only happens when you are exchanging information with other people, editing on some joint drafts and all. So I wanted to clean it out, because so that it should look like a revised paper. And don't worry about drafts. I have those drafts. They're still up on Blackboard, so I can see the changes. Is there any confusion about any of the formatting issues? Paragraph is indented. Paragraph has to be double spaced. Yes, ma'am.
Can you explain where we can see our grades after we read the paragraph?
You will have to go in the grade center. I don't know what it looks like on the student. It should be there. The ones that have been posted, you should be able to see it. I think anyone in the Blackboard, whatever, can help you do that. And if there are students here when we have that break, 15-minute break, you can ask your peers if they know how to do it. The ones that I'm logging in should be there. Don't expect the grades for the journal. As I said, those would be all towards the end. And I would rather give you the grades, because sometimes with all these different editions, the grade center might look a little bit confusing. But I can account for it. You are well within your rights towards the end, or whenever you are like, I don't understand what is the basis of my grade, and I can tell you this is how I calculate it. Right? That's what we do. Yeah.
For the header, like, you want us to put our name of the class.
So I think, Stephanie, with what is happening with yours is you are putting it in a header, which means
it doesn't show it.
What it does not allow me to make changes in there. I don't want you to put it in a header.
Okay.
I just want you to put that information on the left-hand side, and the problem will be resolved. Right? That's what I'm writing. Because there are changes there that you need to make. So you don't need to put it. But you're absolutely right. There are formal documents that are presented with headers and whatever, where you can't make the changes. But remember, you're in a composition class, so everything needs to go. So the topics usually will come from on the chapter, the first page, right? So I'm saying this because a lot of people have no understanding of like, what is it that we are writing about? That, more or less, that's what it is. Sometimes I add another topic because I'm interested in seeing. I think it gives you more options for topics and all. But that's what it is. The third thing I want to emphasize is, for those, I want, in terms of attendance policy, I want to reiterate. This is a 3-hour long class, which roughly translates into more than 2 classes. So you are allowed over this short session, 1 absence without any penalty. You don't even have to give me an explanation or an excuse. It's nice if you do. It's very decent so that I know what is going on, but you don't have to. After that, it does negatively impact your participation and attendance. If you're not here, you're not participating. Not to mention, that's 2 or 3 classes worth of information, which I cannot, by the way, inform you via email. I can't teach a class via email. Now, I think I've mentioned it to people who missed the quizzes. Quizzes are going to be always on Wednesdays. Quizzes cannot be made up. The only way they can be made up, and I will allow you, is when you have a verifiable, as I explained last time, verifiable reason, a doctor's note, a dean's note, for the reason that you missed. And if it is going to be a constant thing for a medical reason, it stands to reason, then maybe in those circumstances, you look for an online option, because it's an in-person class. This is not to say these things don't happen, but it is also hard for me to personally give information, what is missing and all, every time it happens. That's why the first day exercise, get to know each other, ask people if they can borrow, get their notes. Make sure that you keep me in the loop. My only concern is if the paper is not in here or if you're failing. And please trust me, more than you, I worry about it, because I really do want my students to do well. I'm invested in that. And I'm not here to win popularity contest, I'm here to teach. Because I know that most of my students, have the potential to do well. Either it is circumstances, well, that I can make accommodations. But lack of effort, that's on you. Then you figure out why you're in this class. So repeating the same mistakes over and over again tells me something. The student is not really tuned in. You're not taking this class for the heck of taking this class. If anyone has any questions, let me know. Yeah? So next is going to be argument. It is tougher. I want you to start reading it. Remember, we'll talk about it on Monday. By Wednesday, right? You'll write the draft in class of the argument paragraph. And the last week is crucial. If there is anything happening in there that will interfere with your class, let me know. Because it's going to happen fast and furious. And those who need to talk to me, if I've written comments, you can close the door, right? Just close the door. So if I'm writing comments, come and talk to me to figure out what else can be done. Talk to me. All right, that said, get ready, put away the books, the cell phones, the iPads, the electronic devices. If you still have any questions, don't be afraid to ask.
When is the last week?
That's what the syllabus is for. You know, when the class ends, people get ready. When is the last day of class? And when are the grades due? When are the grades due? Then the last week I have July 1st. By July 1st, you will have to submit everything so that I can. The syllabus has all the dates. All you have to do is to take a look at that. There is nothing, there is no information. If there is, it's possible that I missed it. If it has not been heard in class, if I'm not said it, I think you're well within your rights. But don't feel you can just like, whatever, I'm going to just stay because, you know, I'm not always ready? Alright, folks, same thing, don't forget to write your name, 10 minutes you have, and you have 10 questions. Read the questions carefully, and then we'll do the next half of it. Make sure I'm giving you the first to 10, 1 to 10. Once you are done, raise your hand and I'll come and grab it from you. And during the break, I will give it back to you with If something seems tough, wait, read it again, try to make sense of it, and then make the best choice. Sometimes those can be tricky, they're meant to be. Done? Good. Good, talk to me after class or during the break, huh? And Benjamin, you too.
what would we put here?
You also want the answer?
No, not the answer. Right
Yeah,
here.
no, don't worry about it. It's 301 actually. It's good to remember your section. But since I am only teaching one section of this 500, I'm not sure. I know. Sometimes when I have 3-4 sections, I can take it.
You want the date on it too?
No,
Okay.
I'm going to give it back to you. Give me a break anyway. I have to say that I sometimes have to, you have to be impressed by Sincere's, what we call, the word is chutzpah, like, she calls me and she's like, what do you think is the answer? Many people will do that. I'm not going to give her the answer. Yes, but. And then get ready to work in a group. I think the argument paper, if not comparison contrast, or even next week, we'll try to work on so we'll try to do a little bit of peer work, review by peers, working in pairs. And those are very, very standard things, just a question of time, Tired, yeah. Show you one letter. Yes, done? Yeah, after a point, you have to let it go. People still have time. You just did it in 5 minutes, but you will have 10 minutes.
I like your mask.
Me too. I like colorful masks.
I used to have a few different colorful ones, but then those packets finished.
Colorful ones?
Yeah.
You can get, because I can tell you this is going to be around for. Okay. Anyone who is still working on it? No. Vinny, are you done?
Yeah, check it over.
Okay, check. How was it, the quiz?
Confusing.
Easy or confusing? Confusing because nothing you can do with apostrophes and all are confusing, yeah? But not all of it. Some.
Yeah, not all of it.
That's how it is meant to be.
It's mainly because I'm not used to really using apostrophes.
That's precisely why. Because people don't know or they use it incorrectly. That's why the lesson, right? Last time.
Especially like when I'm texting, I barely even spell words out fully. And I'm so used to just texting and being on my phone or just talking to people, and they're not like professors they're not in, so I don't have to even talk proper to them. And I cannot even be the only one.
That is absolutely true. I mean, texting is, if you ask me, I am a dinosaur compared to a lot of you, so that's the problem. Yeah? All right. have this. I will give it back to you, but you will know soon. Get ready. This is how we will do it. So we have three today, I think, a whole class, people who are enrolled are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14, half of that is 7. 7 in one group, 7 in another, right? So you will keep your safe distance, but you will kind of move to one side, those who are in one group and the other one. Then you can go back after this is over. So let's keep it simple, although I do want to make certain changes. I'm trying to kind of balance out the groups and, knowing the strengths and all of people. So if the whole group gets it right, you get a point right? And then I will give 1 point add to your final, right? For your quiz, giving just 1 point, not 10. It's something, in the long run, when you are at, let's say, 79, and you need 1 point to be 80, that's a lot, right? 80 turns into 81, right? Those are things that. So this is how it will go. We will have Jade, Janet, and Benjamin, Andrea, and Millie, right? How many are you?
That's
4,
5.
We need 2 more. We'll have Hadi, right? And we will have Carmen. That's one group, right? Hadi, Carmen, Millie, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Andrea, Janet, Benjamin, and Jade. So those who are sitting on this side, if you don't mind temporarily, come on this side. Vinny, go be on that group. And the remaining, Gloria, Stephanie, Sincere, Katia, Jordan, and Priscilla on the other. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes? Good? The whole point is that you can also consult, right? When I ask the question about it, then you can consult. So make sure that you're not just talking to the person, that you are also. Stephanie, turn around. Can you look at this? How are you going to communicate with them if you're not looking at them through their back? Or you know what, Vinny, is it okay for you to move one step, sit where Hadi sits?
Right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that spreads it out. You all can hear each other? So you'll just keep quiet when I ask you, the group that gets the question, the other group can talk about it, but don't talk loudly so the other can hear. It doesn't matter, as long as I have the answer. All right, so let's do it this way. I'm going to actually Group A, Group B, right? Now which one is A? Let this be A, let this be B, right? Group A, I start with you. I give you a question, right? I'll give you a question and you will have to fill in the blanks. So I'm actually also, I can write it so that it's easy for people to make their choice. I would just suggest, before you blurt it out yourself, make eye contact or talk to your group and say if it's okay, that you collectively decide on the answer. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So, because I'm not looking at how smart you are, I'm looking at how the group together kind of does the work. And they are as simple as the quiz that you just took. In fact, it was a longer quiz. I just don't want to do 20 questions, at least 10 questions will be this way. So this question goes to this group. Group A, right?
Mm-hmm.
you'll see how easy they are. So do not shout out, just make eye contact. And if you really want to help, those people who are struggling should volunteer and others should let them. I'm going to answer this question. Oh, sorry, this is not a, oh no, it is a question because it's who. So your choices are, you can also decide, that here's another way. You can also decide that you will all do one each, right? Right? And the person who says, I'm going to go next, can just consult with the group. Does that make sense? And those who really want to practice should go again, because there are, we have 5 questions. So, is that all right? Okay? Who wants to go ahead? Okay. Janice said R.
So we're okay, we'll take R.
You will take R. That's what you said. Okay, so that is right, and I give you 1 point. How simple it is. Okay? Group 2, this is your question, and it is a slightly longer one, so I write it. Maybe I will read out. You can see it here, this side? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Every day at 5:30, let's just say AM, a young man with short black hair and blue sneakers, as you can all see, this is a long one. Now that's a long sentence. And blue sneakers dash by our house on his way to the gym, right? Look at each other, consult, make sure. Let the ones who are struggling with English take the first shot, approve or disapprove.
It's passes, I think. I think it's passes.
Yeah? Yeah?
We're gonna go with passes.
Passes. The other group, you agree? Right, sneaker passes. Okay? You get a point. Just stay with me here. These are just reinforcing certain things. Where have I left my glasses?
They're in your hand.
In your hand. I be doing the same thing, but with my phone. It will be in my hand. Where's it at?
All right. So number 3 goes to group A, right? Look at it carefully. Neither Jackie nor James, the combination of the safe. Neither neither Jackie nor James dash the combination of the safe, right? So here it is, choose the correct verb form. Correct the verb form. What verb is the most appropriate? Remember, the question is a little bit different, right? This is group A, the other group, not that they cannot. These are your 4 choices. Which one would you choose? Neither Jackie nor James dash the combination of the safes. I distinctly remember explaining the principle behind and or nor. When they are used, what happens? When you are ready, raise your hand and
I'll take the first answer,
remembers?
Yeah.
Very good. Why remembers? Why is it singular?
Because of the numbers,
Very good, because it's Jackie nor James, okay? Okay, I hope that those who are getting these questions are not checking the answers by putting it in their cell phones and all. If you're doing that, avoid doing it. It's not a high stakes game, just learning experience. Okay, so group A gets another point. The principle is simple. I hope you can explain. Give those a chance who are struggling with the language, and those who are struggling with the language, you should, whose pen I have taken? I've stolen someone's pen.
I always just do the same thing.
Okay, number 4, group B, you guess this. You get this one. Craig and one, right, of his followers, one of his, sorry, colleagues, I don't know what I'm thinking.
Here's what follows.
Colleagues, same thing, dash together on Fridays after work, right? Craig and one of his colleagues dash together on Fridays after work, right? I'm going to change the rule a little bit. Okay. This is for this group. I suggest, Vinny, you come up with an answer, consult with the group and answer this one. Okay? Perfectly okay. They can help you if you get it wrong. But try to answer this one. Right? Choose this one and talk to them, right? Not to me. And so you can all make sure he gets it right or explained. The rationale. Craig and one of his colleagues dash together on Fridays after work. This is runs. You can do it, Vinny. You ready?
No, let him go.
Okay, then ask, there are 3 people, there's other people behind you.
Present tense.
Craig and one of his colleagues dashed together on Fridays after work.
I picked run.
You pick run,
Run.
okay, and why do you pick run?
Because
Mm-hmm.
of where the works and
The word,
has
the,
yeah.
work is not a verb here, right? Work is not the verb here. Verb is the one you're choosing. You're not wrong.
No,
This
no.
is the answer.
Yeah,
because
I'm
I gave you.
not gonna pronounce that.
You were right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pronounce that. So
What you can't pronounce that?
the like for example like runs machine is I see that it hence like works. Like in the
So what I want you to do is your group should be able to explain to you the rationale for why you choose run.
Is this present tense? Cause like, it's something that really makes sense.
This is present tense, this is present tense.
Something that makes sense to go right there.
No, not really.
No,
Making
no.
sense is not why it makes sense. What is the principle here? That's what I want to know. I mean, you can also do inky, pinky, ponky. I want to know what is the principle. So whoever gave you that answer, you should ask. What you say, ask me, give me the answer. Sincere, explain the principle. What? Try to explain the principle. Otherwise, why did you choose? All right, it's okay to go to the other group, right? This is open for everyone. No, you already have
I already got the
Look
point.
at it. You already have the
But what are
point.
your ideas now?
Janet,
They got
Janet, go ahead.
Laurel, Craig, and his colleague.
Very good. That's very good. It's not rocket science, and frankly, I'm sure rocket science is not rocket science.
It's not.
Those who know, learn, it's okay. What is the principle? When you choose run, simple, because Craig and one of his colleagues makes more than one, 2. So when it's plural, you have to choose run, right? Because if you say Craig and one of his colleagues runs together, that would make it singular, which will not take into account.
There's him and his colleagues, not just Craig.
That's it. Why did you say that before?
I don't know.
You just said it's present tense. All right. So runs. You got run. So you got the point. But I want you now to also think about what principle. Don't be nervous. You can only be. That's how you learn a language. Okay. So figure out the principle, and you will be able to get it right. You're doing well, but also the rationale, so that you can explain to someone also why it is the case. All right, Group A, are you ready? Okay. What you have to do, and I want to all of you, when you get these things, look at your paragraph. Look at your paragraph and see how you can make those changes in your paragraphs, apostrophes and things, if you are making those mistakes. All right, number 15. Here is Group A. Identify. They might get a little bit difficult, but I don't think so. You might feel that way. Identify the word in the following sentence that is an adjective. I could have just read this one rather than writing it, but whatever, it's done. And it's morning. My brain never works. I will ask you to do the same thing. Benjamin, you answer, consult with your fellow folks and answer. What is an adjective? Which one is the adjective? I know you probably have it, but it's still good to make sure so that you don't lose the point. Because remember, you're trying to get 1 point extra added to your overall grade. So when you find out, consult with the remaining people. What is an adjective? What does an adjective do? This is for anyone in the group. Carmen, what is an adjective? It describes a noun. I'm asking Carmen.
I was giving the example, sorry.
Yes.
Teamwork. Yeah.
I know it's teamwork. But sometimes what happens in teams is some people like, it's a teamwork, so I don't have to do my work. Okay, so adjective is something that describes or modifies a noun and pronoun. What describes in this list, Benjamin?
Sure.
Very good. Did you get help or no?
Yeah.
You could not choose it yourself? You would have not chosen it yourself?
No.
So then you need to work on your adjectives, right? Short, because it is describing. What is relatively here? Adverb. What is here?
Verb.
Very good. What is everyone here?
Subject.
In subject, what particular subject is it? Pronoun. Very good. Okay, group 1, we're coming to an end. No worries. Right? Okay. Group 2, get ready. Let's see. Okay, again, I'm going to write Sean works in the circular, I'm writing the short form, building across the river. Adjective, this group. Group B. Circular, okay, if you feel, so circular, group B, right, that is describing,
Yes.
right, the building, that's exactly right. The subject here is building, and of course Sean is also the subject, noun, works is the verb. Okay. So then group A, just pick the adverb for you, right? Mark studies frequently in order to maintain his grades. Adverb, and give me a definition of adverb. Andrea, what is an adverb? You can do it. Adjective is something that modifies a noun or a pronoun, right? And adverb modifies what? And the half of the answer is in the word itself. What describes? Go ahead. What is an adverb? That describes or modifies a verb. What is describing a verb? Verb is action, something happening. So you can consult, but answer, right? But consult others. Frequently. That's the action. This is the adverb. Very good. Okay. Just remember the basic definition, folks. And frankly, all these stupid quizzes will help you. You know, just get the grade. All right. Now, choose the word in the following. This is for group B. This comes to be yours. You have to choose the correct word to fill in the blank. So make the correct choice. The wood was too thick for the nail. People know what nail is, right? Nail to pierce. Right? And then is the blank. The wood was too thick for the nail to pierce. Blank. Choices. Shallow, depth, deep, deeply. The wood was too thick for the nail to pierce. Which one of these 4 words will you choose? The correct, grammatically correct one. Whoever wants to say it, say it.
Is it deeply?
It is, don't ask me, are you telling me or asking me? So Sincere is on her, she wants the answer. Are you going with deeply or no?
Yes.
Yes, deeply. Right? It's very, very common for people to say the nail to pierce deep when we talk casually. But the correct answer would be the right adverb would be deeply, right? Deeply. Very good. All of you are all set to get 1 point each, right? Okay. We go to this group now, right? Group A. I don't know why group A has been, okay.
The easy one, right?
What?
Yeah, I
The
agree
easy
with
one?
Gloria.
Stop whining.
We'll
Okay.
take their questions, switch it.
Okay, switch it?
Yeah.
Okay, you'll take that question?
Of course we
Okay,
will.
let's do it, because you know what, that's also an interesting one. Thank you so much, that's the way to go, you know, what the hell?
I don't wanna
It's a-
hear we won because of this, you know, I just wanna win fairly.
Yes, that's the right way, I'm giving you the question they would have got.
You guys agree?
Make sure,
How about
you know what it is,
it?
so both the last 2 questions were very, very simple
Okay.
anyway. Make sure they were very simple, adjectives and adverbs. I don't know why I don't have apostrophes here. Next time we also play this game so that we can add. Those who are struggling can get extra points here. Make sure, what the the hell, where is it? Make sure to add bleach to the laundry when washing white clothes. In the sentence, choose the adjective. You've got it. Adjective. Adjective that describes or modifies a noun, a pronoun. Come on, take it home and then we'll give them the other one.
I'm not sure.
Carmen.
Hi.
You'll go with white, because white is the only adjective here, right? In this sentence that is modifying, describing the clothes. You are absolutely right. Group A. Group B, now it's your turn. You will see how easy it is. You are unnecessarily worked up. Okay, here it is. Right? You have to identify the adverb. The adverb. The usually bright house was dark and deserted. Your choices are, I don't even know why I'm writing the choices. You can easily pick out.
You said it's the adverb?
Adverb. Choose the adverb, yes. Priscilla. Adverb. One that modifies, describes of the verb.
What is it?
The usually bright house.
Usually,
What is why?
usually describes.
I just accept, yes, usually. So, you didn't even need Sincere or anyone else to do it. That's what it is like. Usually, it's a little bit tricky, the sentence, huh? But they made a choice. They said, give me the other one, because they would have gotten this one.
Why is
What
it
did
important?
you do? Did you all
Because-
get this one or no? The usually bright house
Because usually
was
it's like
dark and
emphasizing
deserted.
bright.
Where are the adjectives? Where are the adjectives in this?
Dark.
Dark
And deserted.
and
Right.
usually describing an action or thing or other words, right? Not
Mhm.
just verbs, right? There it is.
Wait.
Huh? Group B. I'm going to add 1 point for all of you in the overall grade. And we'll try to do this again next time with commas and run-ons, which are surely to be much more challenging for 80% of the class, if not the whole class. Because people's commas are all over. If you miss one, I don't know, maybe 1.9 is the point you will get. All Alright, folks, I think we can take a little bit of time after this, because after this, we are going to begin our work on comparison and contrast, right? So, take 10 minutes and be here before 10:30. Go ahead. How long it's going to be closed, the cafeteria? I think it's worth it for me to bring my own cream.
I've been thinking the same thing.
Yeah?
I've been thinking to do the same exact thing. I still keep forgetting to bring it.
Closed the past 2 days? Alright.
Closed on Wednesday too, weren't they?
I think they've been closed the whole week. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it is like that in the summer. I thought maybe they just open for in the morning, but no. Alright, so I'm going to call people, those who are here, who want to talk to me, because I'm not going anywhere. So get the work done.
Oh, so you were talking about me,
Yes? What, talking about you? Where?
because I didn't know this on this thing. I'm just now seeing like